Welcome everyone, it's Miss Gisa, and today I have two very special guests. I have my dear friend Kelly from Liquid Medium and my daughter Adele. Kelly is going to be doing some cooking with us today. So we have a very different episode today with our special guest. Kelly?
Hello, my name is Kelly. I'm teaming up with Miss Gisa and Adele from Butterfly Garden Preschool to take you on a food adventure. We're going to visit kitchens, markets, gardens, and maybe even time travel to discover and learn how to make tasty creations from local seasonal food and do our very best to honor traditions, cultivate relationships, and celebrate our beautiful planet Earth. You can keep up to date on all the latest episodes here, along with following us on Instagram and Facebook for detailed recipes, inspiration, and exciting content.
Kelly, we're so excited to have you here today, and Adele and I are so excited to learn from you as well.
Today we'll begin with mastering the basics of cultured dairy, and I would like to introduce you to one of the greatest loves of my life, Piima Cream.
So what is cultured dairy?
Well, Adele, I know Miss Gisa has taught some of you about germs and bacteria that can make you sick. And today I would like to talk about good bacteria that helps us to be healthy and strong. Mesophiles are a group of microorganisms that grow best in moderate temperatures. This type of bacteria can be added to the liquid cream that comes from cow's milk. And in about 24 hours, the bacteria will multiply and change the cream into a more solid form with a slightly sour taste. A mesophile is considered a probiotic. Probiotics help our digestion and make our bellies happy, healthy, and strong. They also help our bodies recover quickly when we are sick. This is all part of having a strong immune system. Our first demonstration will be how to make Piima Cream using this good type of bacteria.
Now, what is Piima Cream?
So Piima Cream is an ancient food tradition that Scandinavian people made to receive the most benefits from the milk and cream their cows made. Scandinavian dairy farmers discovered that when their cows ate a pretty purple plant named butterwort, the cows produced the tastiest milk that made their butter and Piima Cream incredibly delicious. Because of this discovery, Scandinavian people consider butterwort to be a magical plant that protects milk and butter. Adele, can you tell us where Scandinavia is?
So here's our map, and Miss Kelly, we've actually been studying the continents. So Scandinavia is on the continent of Europe. Here's Europe, and this northern part of Europe is Scandinavia. And here is a picture of butterwort.
Are you ready for me to show you how to make your very own Piima Cream?
Yes!
So I know Miss Gisa has talked to you about the importance of washing your hands. It's a big topic in our lives these days, but it's also the most important first step in any time you're handling food or you're starting a project in the kitchen. So let's start with a good 20 seconds of hand washing. I'm going to get my hands nice and wet, turn off the water to save some water, and get some soap in my hands, and we're going to lather up. It's very important that you cover all parts of your hand. And when I'm working in the kitchen, I really like to make sure that my hands and fingernails are clean. I have this nice little nail brush here. It's green, my favorite color. I'm going to give my nails a nice good scrub. That is our number one responsibility anytime we're preparing food for our loved ones. We want to make sure that our hands are nice and clean. And then you just want to use nice warm water, get all that soap rinsed off, and use a nice clean hand towel to dry your hands. And you're ready to get cooking. Okay, so here I have all the supplies out that we need to make Piima Cream. I'm going to show you two ways. The first way is going to be how to make Pima from scratch. using our Pima cultures. These cultures I got online, and they're from a company called Positively Probiotics. And these are dehydrated Pima cultures, and we're gonna mix that with heavy cream to start. And then the next thing I'm going to show you is how to keep your Pima culture going based off of the Pima cream that you already have. So right here I have a small amount of the Piima Cream from my last batch. You can use anywhere from a cup to 2 tablespoons of your cream. And then we're just gonna add some more heavy cream. So the heavy cream that I'm using today, this is a pint. You have 16 ounces in a pint. And I think Miss Gisa is going to teach us how many cups are in a pint.
All right, little mathematicians. So Miss Kellie used cream that came in a pint. So this is the size of a pint. And we're going to try to figure out how many cups are in 1 pint. So this is 1 cup. How many of these do you think will fit into our pint? Well, let's find out. I'm going to add water here. So this is 1 cup. And 1 cup equals 8 ounces. So here's 1. It's only about half full. So let's try another. So 1 pint is the equivalent of 2 cups. So 2 of these equals 1 pint.
And we're gonna mix that with the Pima cream. What's important about the cream that you use, you either wanna use raw heavy cream, or you want to make sure that it's just pasteurized. Some cream and milk can be ultra pasteurized. Your culture will not grow if you use ultra pasteurized, so make sure that's pasteurized. This cream is from Clover. It's a local company here in California, a local dairy. They're in Petaluma, California. And what I really like about them is that they're very transparent about their dairy practices. They're using good animal husbandry practice. And I feel like their cream makes really delicious Pima cream. So these are one of my favorites. All right, so let's get started. We'll start with our cultures here first. And so you can see here, we just have some dehydrated Pima culture. It looks like crumbly cheese almost. So I'm gonna dump this into our quart-sized mason jar. Make sure you get all the good stuff out. And you wanna give your cream a good shake. I like to open it from both sides. I'm going to show you a little trick to get the best amount of cream out. So then I'll take a nice clean spatula and just scrape the sides down to make sure it's all mixed properly. And so then the easiest part, you're going to just pour your cream over your culture. I'm gonna get my spatula again and just make sure you get every last drop. The next thing I like to do is just take a nice clean napkin or paper towel and just wipe up anything on the sides of the jar here. And next you're going to just cover it tightly with the lid. And then this is gonna sit out on your counter in a cool, dark place for 24 hours. After 24 hours, we'll check back and I'll show you the difference once the culture's activated and it starts to actually turn into a cream. You don't have to stir this. It's fine just sitting as it is, and you can see it's still very liquidy at this point. All right, so the next thing that we can do is to keep your Pima culture going continuously. I'm going to show you how to make a jar of Pima from existing cream. So we'll do the same thing here. Shake up our cream. Open our carton. Give the sides a scrape. Now you can use your same spatula to put the cream into your jar. And it's totally fine just to have this resting on the bottom of the jar. Again, you're gonna mix at the very end after the cream has set and chilled in the fridge. I feel like you get much better results that way. So now I'm gonna just pour the cream over the already made Pima cream. And this is how you keep your culture going. And like I said, I've had this particular culture going for 8 years now, and I'm really proud of how long it's stayed alive and how wonderful it is. Make sure you get every last little bit of cream. Now let's just clean our jar a little. Nice tight seal on the lid. And we're gonna have both of these sit out for 24 hours. And you wanna make sure that the room temperature in your house is around 65, 75 degrees. That's really the best temperature. And Ms. Gisa, are you able to tell us how we can figure out what the temperature is in our house?
Well, an easy way to tell the temperature in your house is to look at the thermostat. This is our thermostat, and it's a digital thermostat. And right now it says that it's 85 degrees. So go see if you can find your thermostat and take a look at the temperature.
So I bet you're wondering what this platter of apples and potatoes and garlic is doing here in the background. Now, I know from watching Ms. Gisa's lessons that all the little scientists have been doing experiments on apples. And so I thought it would be fun if we make a sweet treat from apples, and we can garnish that with some Pima cream. And then we're also going to take some of these local seasonal potatoes and make a dish which will be a savory example of how to use your Pima cream. So we're gonna get to taste all of this once we're done making our actual Pima cream. And I think you'll all really love it. So here's our Pima after 24 hours. This jar here is the one that we use the new cultures. This jar is with my already existing Pima culture. And I want to show you how much it's changed in the 24-hour time frame. If you look, you can see it's much thicker. So our next step, we're gonna let these sit for 12 to 24 hours in the fridge. You want to put it on a middle shelf near the back of your fridge because that's where the coolest temperature is. And it's gonna allow the Pima to get nice and thick. And the next step will be to stir and taste. I can't wait for you all to try this. This is our Pima after it's chilled in the fridge for about 24 hours. You can see that it's completely solid now. And what's important is you want to give this a nice good stir, mix it all up. It'll keep much better in your fridge this way. It tends to kind of separate in layers. It'll be real thick towards the top and get creamier towards the bottom. And to avoid anything funky growing in your Pima while it's in the fridge, you want to keep it stirred and you want to keep the sides nice and clean. So I like to just take a butter knife. You can see how thick it is on top there? And now you can see the texture is just beautiful, smooth, creamy. And from there, give it a scrape with a spatula. And just very gently smooth down the sides. And you are ready to enjoy this. Hi everyone. I'm getting ready to pack up my goodie basket full of treats for the Butterfly Garden Preschool. We have a savory treat and a sweet treat to try our new Piima Cream with. I hope you all enjoy it as much as I do.
So Kellie, I have so many questions. This looks very easy to make and I'm excited to try it myself. I just wondered, I'm used to putting dairy inside the refrigerator. So you leave the dairy out. Can you talk about, you leave the Piima Cream out. Can you talk a little bit about how does that work?
Sure, yeah. So within that 24-hour time frame, the good bacteria is working towards turning that liquid cream into a more solid form. Once that 24 hours is up, you'll see that I put my culture in the fridge and then the refrigeration slows down all of that growth for both good and bad bacteria. And then you're able to enjoy it with your food or your cooking.
That makes sense. All right, well, in follow-up to that question, how often should we use our Piima Cream culture? Like if I make it today and then I save a little culture for next time, do I have to use it once a week? Like how often?
In my experience, it usually gets eaten up pretty fast, but I think a 2-week time frame is safe. And one thing you always want to be looking for on any of your dairy products, whether it's Piima Cream or sour cream or yogurt or milk, is does it smell bad? And if you see anything growing on it that looks black or fuzzy, that's when you're going to want to throw it out and start over. If you see a little pink film on top of the Piima Cream, you just scrape that off the top and give it a good stir and you're good to go. One of the things that keeps your Pima healthy and happy is you want to keep the sides of your jar nice and clean. So I'll take a spatula like you saw in the video and scrape down the sides. And every once in a while, if I'm not using it for recipes or for a garnish, I'll just stir it and make sure that it looks happy and healthy.
Great. Yeah, that's really impressive that you've had yours for so many years. And so that's just the secret, just using it, making it at least once every 2 weeks and then just scraping down the sides.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty simple. And if it's something that you grow to love as much as I do, you'll be using it all the time for different things, different recipes. And you'll notice on the Instagram page that we'll share different stories about what recipes we like to use it in and just different inspirations. The other thing that you can do as a safety measure, I'll take a very small glass jar and put 2 tablespoons to 1/4 cup in that jar, and you can freeze it. And that way, if you don't have access or you don't have time, maybe you're going to be out of town or maybe the grocery stores don't have any cream, you don't have to worry about losing your actual culture. You can pull that out of the freezer and start over.
That's a great idea. So freezing it doesn't hurt the good bacteria, the probiotics in it.
It doesn't. They actually go dormant. And then as soon as they're brought back to room temperature with that pint of cream, you're good to go.
Great. Adele, do you have any questions?
Where does the word Pima come from?
Now, that is a Scandinavian word, and they were the ones that discovered this. It's their type of yogurt culture.
Well, should we try some of this Piima Cream?
I think that sounds like a great idea. Here we go. There's a dollop for you.
Thanks.
And here's a dollop for you.
I can't wait.
So now this is garlic smashed potatoes. And I put some pickled vegetables on top. And the potatoes are Yukon and Redskin, which are in season and very local and delicious right now. And then you just have your Piima Cream on top.
Kelly, this is amazing. Like the flavors all together are just
It's super creamy.
exquisite. Yeah, the Piima Cream is so creamy.
And it's like a savory whipped cream.
Love it.
I'm so glad you love it. So one of the most important things with cooking, right, is that you want to have something either salty or acidic or creamy or sweet. And so with the savory dish, I love that ties everything in all together. So you have like the garlic saltiness, butteriness of the potatoes with the slightly acidic pickled vegetables. And then you have the creamy deliciousness of your Piima Cream.
Yeah, I would never have thought to add the pickled vegetables with something like yogurt, like the Piima Cream, but it is magnificent. Like my taste buds are alive.
Celebrating.
They're
Yes.
celebrating.
For me, I figured this out. It was a very happy accident. And I like to think of it as a modern twist on the baked potato. Just jazzing it up a little bit.
So good. What are we tasting next?
So now I have something for our sweet tooth.
Ooh, I have a big one.
So what I made was some spice sauteed apples. We know it's fall and you've been learning about apples. It's the perfect time of year for them. And I made some homemade soaked granola that's going to help with our digestion. And we're going to top it off with some Piima Cream so you can see what it tastes like in a sweet application.
Woohoo! All right, I'll go first.
Okay. Here we go.
I'll go next.
All right, Adele, nice big scoop coming in.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
It smells delicious.
My pleasure.
Smells like cinnamon or something.
Wow. This is delicious, Kelly, and I love like how it almost tastes different with the sweet versus the savory.
Yeah, and what's so great about it is that you just take it right out of the jar. You don't really have to do much. This is such a simple, easy dessert that you can, have in your cupboard or in your fridge, ready to go. You don't have to spend hours putting it together in the shape of a pie. I mean, I love pie, but I think this is kind of like a deconstructed apple crisp, apple pie. And I'm originally from Michigan. I know that you all have some roots in Michigan too. And one of our favorite things to do in the fall is go to the cider mills.
That's right.
So it's just a really great taste of home for me.
I'll take this over those donuts that they serve any day. And as a matter of fact, I love this Piima Cream more than whipped cream on this apple crisp.
Well, it's funny that you say that because that is one of the great things that you can do with Piima Cream. If you had a dish, for instance, like in the winter, I like making like a gingerbread, and that's not like the sweetest type of cake. So you can actually add a natural sweetener or sugar to the Pima, and you can whip it just like you would if you want to really be fancy and put a little vanilla in there and make it like you would a homemade whipped cream.
That's a great
But you can see that it's good on its own. It does stand up on its own if the dish itself is sweet.
I could eat that Piima Cream plain or with this granola that you made, which is amazing, just for breakfast or as a snack every day.
That's the point. You want to get some probiotics at least once a day. With what?
She just said you could put it in tacos instead of sour cream.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And that's one of the greatest benefits of this is that you're essentially feeding your body good nutrients, and we all need as much help as we can get keeping our bodies happy, healthy, and strong. And food is one of the greatest ways to do that.
This is so great. I feel like so spoiled with all this homemade food that you made us. I mean,
I love to hear that with you.
So Kellie, I have been curious this whole time we've been together. What's next to you there on that shelf?
Oh, this. I'm so glad that you asked. I have a really special surprise for our next episode. So we're going to keep building off of this cultured dairy series. We're going to be mastering the basics. And so what I'm going to teach you how to do is to take your Piima Cream and turn it into spreadable butter. And once you do that, you also get a little bit of buttermilk. And buttermilk is really fun to cook with. You can bake with it, you can make salad dressings. And so what I have here are some local dates that have been grown right here in California. And we're gonna make buttermilk date scones. And then we're gonna make a buttermilk ranch dressing so we can get some of our healthy veggies in too.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait.
I can't wait either. So in the meantime, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. We're counting on you all to help us contribute to building community in our kitchens, neighborhoods, and supporting local businesses and farms. Ms. Gisa and Adele, I want to thank you so very much for visiting with me today and going on this culinary adventure. I hope you had fun.
Kellie, thank you so much for being with us today. We had so much fun, and we cannot wait to meet with you again and learn how to turn our Piima Cream into buttermilk and butter.
That's great. I'll see y'all next time.
All right, thank you.